Keith. And this is his sister, Camilla. And that's her kids. And he was
These two
those are just her kids. She was the only one that I think that had kids. The others didn't have kids. She had some children. And Rose, I'm still in touch with these kids.
Mm-hmm.
Or with Rose, the oldest one, because she just it was Hank's favorite niece, and she really liked him. So I have kept in touch with Rose and her daughter. Rose is in a nursing home or something if she's still alive. But because there was such a close bond between Camilla, who was she was the sister. No, Isabella was just above him. And the one below him, was it Camilla was below him? So she might have been younger than he. But they were out of this big family, and they were kind of a threesome at the bottom, and I'm in touch with Isabella's kids.
So this is Kathy and Keith, or no, Kathy and Christine.
No, it's Keith and Kathy. It's Keith and Kathy. Let me look. I got my glasses on. I don't want to knock over Kathy and all the books. Okay. Oh yeah, that's Keith, Kathy, and this is Christine. That looks like Kathy. No, yeah, and here's Christine down here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's our upside down Christmas tree.
That's a bunch of rubbish, according to your mother-in-law.
I said, whoever heard of such a thing? I thought, well, I read it in a book because I didn't make it up. Mm-hmm. And it's a Polish tradition someplace in Poland, even if you don't know about it. But it is, because if I read things in a book and it's in the book and written down there, that it's so...
No, but I'm saying your mother said it was rubbish. Your mother-in-law.
Yeah. But I thought you don't read books and you don't know anything, so... I'm doing it because it is a Polish, and we like doing it, and it was like a Polish joke.
Mm-hmm. Did you stop doing it when you moved to KC?
When we moved, because this was an old house, and we could cut a hole in the roof and hang our tree upside down, and then we stopped when we moved out of that house.
So this is my mother.
Yeah, probably. Yes, it is. The Baldy.
Mm-hmm.
And there she is. Keith was always kind of Christine was always a mess. Kathy was always looked like she stepped out of a magazine ad. Even if we were camping, she would wash her hair in the ice cold river. Every day she'd get up and she would look like she would have her shoes are polished, everything. We're camping, and she was just so pristine. It blew my mind away.
You mean like as a kid?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when she was maybe 12. But always, she was always like that. She was always just put together. Everything was just so she could go through a box of used clothing and pull out 2 or 3 pieces and match them together, and she would look great. Christine always looked like this, a mess. She chewed off all of the collars off her clothes, so everything was chewed. That's because she stopped nursing on her own when she was 9 months old, and I thought that's just how they did it. So I stopped nursing her, and she needed to be nursed for like 2 years. And I stopped her at 9 months and said, no, that's the end of it. So then she ate everything around her face forever. Poor Christine. And then your mom came along, and she was a really, really good baby. Always smiling, always up, out the door. Christine sat on my foot all the time. She didn't want to leave me, and she would just cling to my leg. Your mom was out the door and down the street and making friends and being Miss Popularity always. And then they would call and say, can Jenny come down to play? And the people, and I would say, no, Jenny can come, but she has to bring her sister Christine. So I'm always putting Christine on to go. Jenny cannot go off and make waves out in the big world. You have to go with her and learn how to get away from sitting on my foot. And so anytime, if you guys want to play with Jenny, you have to take Christine along too.
Is this Keith?
Yep.
What's he doing?
Oh, that was his dad. His dad had caught all these fish and wanted to take a picture. So but the thing about the picture is, if you can see it, his chest is all scarred. He climbed up on the table, and I had one of those electric coffee pots up there and dumped the whole thing on his chest and burned his chest. Well, and so that was mainly that was showing how badly burned he had been from that coffee pot getting tangled up in the cord. And then that was Keith always making always part of the moment. When Hank died, and we went camping right after that, and the Indians there brought me some fish that they had just caught, some trout they had just caught, and Chris had been fishing for 2 days. He wanted to catch me a trout so badly, he couldn't catch a trout. I felt so badly, and then the Indians brought me 4 or 5 trout, and I thanked them, and I, of course, then I showed the kids how to gut them. I gutted them and made them all ready to cook, and how did I wow my little kids with gutting the fish and cooking them in the pan. Sometimes I did learn things that I could show my kids, and they were not expecting it out of me at all. Those
are ones we can.
Yeah. This is your mama. I taped a bow on her head.
So which one is mom here?
That bottom one.
Bottom one.
That was now there. By there, her hair had grown in. She had some hair. That was right in our backyard. I was telling you we had a little backyard about the size of half of this carpet in here, and then right from it, here's my clotheslines were right about here at the top of this rise. And so I would wash the clothes, and then I have to carry, and I had a billion diapers because there was no throwaway diapers. Yeah, there wasn't any. So I had all these diapers, and I had to carry them up here and hang them up every day. And then Keith played on this hill, and when he would go up there, and I went outside once, and he's marching up and down with a stick over his arm, saying, "Son of a bitch, son of a bitch, son of a bitch." He's way up there. And he's like, I got to tell Hank, stop. You got to stop talking in front of him. He was just into the whole thing. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm trying my best to raise these kids to be really good. Let them loose for 1 minute, and they are out and having a good time. I washed all the kids. We only had a shower in this house, in this old house, and so everybody got bathed in the sink for years. Christine couldn't talk. She had a very bad speech impediment, and I was busy. I didn't know what the heck I was doing with all these kids, and so Hank took over Christine and would always have her on his lap and would say, "Repeat after me," and he had her repeat words and words. When she was like 2 or 3, to say happy birthday, she'd say Baki Biki. So he was always working with the speech. I would never have found time to do that. That was